Hey, grown folks, this is Donna Smith, aka Lady D, and I am here again to talk about some grown folk topics of discussion with you in the flesh now, and it is definitely time for us to go there. So, this next topic of discussion, we're going to talk about, when you are in a relationship with someone and you have the history. You have all that. You've been together for some years. Has been rocking and popping. You ran into a few hard ditches, where things just wasn't quite right. So in the midst of that, you tried to roll, you tried to build your foundation more solid, but it just didn't happen. So much damage had been done. But for some reason, you were unable to rid yourself of that person, to step back and say, I think this is no good for me and I need to step back. I need to take a breath. I need to get into my own zone, find my core, find out what it is inside of me that makes me tick, that I want to do, that I enjoy, that how I want to be loved, how I love. You need to sometimes take a moment to step back. However, some of us stay in the depths of that situation all bad, you know, and you deal with things as they come. You give that person control, sometimes total control over who you are. And before you know it, they start doing little things that's disrespectful that blow up into these bigger volcano of things. And you're totally being disrespected by all means. And if you're in a situation where you live together, and some are married, but you're in a situation where you live together and you start disrespecting the home, you start staying gone, you start coming and going when you want, you start doing these things, but you still won't leave. Now, what is that? Let's talk about that for a minute. Grown folks, what is that? Can we actually blame the individual that's doing that to a person? Say, for instance, the one that is taking away your power, that's coming and going when they want, that's doing disrespectful things to you. Is it really them that we should be blaming, or is it us? I mean, one will only do as much as you allow them to do to you. You feel what I'm saying? They will only do as much as you allow. So the power that you give them strips you of your power, and they have power and control over you. So if you're allowing them to disrespect you, to run all over you, to treat you in a way, whether you're hollering and screaming, cussing and fussing or not, because hollering and screaming and cussing and fussing ain't never cured and made anything better. Usually, it makes it worse. So, stop wasting energy doing all that. Start reflecting within and coming up with a plan that will be most effective for you. Because you can't control the next person. You can't control what they do, what they say, and how they do it. But you can take back the control that they have of yours, and you can control what you decide to do about the situation from there. What you allowed them to do to you. So I see it all the time. Some are just caught up in stuff, and I'm just shaking my head saying, what, what is it? What is making them do this to themselves? Because it's abusive to yourself. That's what it is. And if you have children or family around that's highly affected by that, they are also getting in the loop of being messed up in the head behind decisions that you're making to allow someone else to have control and power over you by disrespecting, abusing, and using you. So it starts with self. I'd like to know what you guys feel about this topic. Is real. A lot of people are going through it at some point or another. We all have been through that zone. We all have. And it's interesting to see what people have to say and what they think and feel about a situation as such. I mean, why do people allow themselves to get tangled up? Stop using the excuses. Oh, I don't have nowhere else to go. Oh, it's the children. I got to wait until they get grown. Half the time they get grown and gone and you still in that situation. Oh, they became ill and oh my God, I can't leave them in that way. But you've been disconnected and having issues for the past 20 years before they became ill. So, what drives people to want to stay in situations that is not befitting becoming of them? Why are they reluctant to take back their power? What does it take? What does it take to take back yours and stop allowing another to use, abuse, and mistreat you? Because if you don't love you, nobody else will. So I'd like to know what you guys think about that. What's your comments? What's your experiences? What is it, if you haven't been through anything like that at this point in your life, which you may go through, and I hope not, but you may at some point, because everyone has at least once in their life had to go through a situation where someone had power over them. What advice would you give and what would you do? Because you're grown. And when you're grown, you usually have to make up decisions and do things on your own. So share. Let us know. We be right here.